and a 1 and a 2 and a 3. And here we be. Salutations, class, and welcome back. I hope you all had a wonderful Sunday afternoon. I pretty much spent the entire time being addicted to a completely different game, which I might even put on the schedule pretty soon. Although we do have kind of a packed schedule coming up, we're probably going to do some Mech Warrior sometime this week. And I'll see if I can slot something in for something else, possibly, in for Thursday or Tuesday. I've even been debating doing Hades for 2 days this week. After all, that is another game I've been hopelessly addicted to. Been on a real roguelike binge lately. Thinking about possibly how we'll be moving forward with the game design stuff since we are roughly honing in on getting movesets together. It might be appropriate to also be testing those in a single player environment, and you all know how much I love a good roguelike. Indeed, Kayla, it will always be MechWarrior with Leviathan. Well, anytime Leviathan can show up, of course. I'll actually have to ask her during the stream, or possibly shortly afterwards, if there's any night that fits best for her. But for now, I think we have a couple of our regulars here, and we're right here sitting in front of Cobalion, and we'll probably be doing a legendary catching run while we're here. Now, last I checked, Cobalion actually had some very, very high stats, which we'll try to see if we can get past with a little bit of Spore, but it's going to be difficult getting past those stats to start out with. But, starting out with, and actually since that's going to be the fight that we begin with, let's go ahead and get Kayla in the first spot and save. And so we begin. We did attempt this fight earlier before, to much less avail. Kayla's around the right level we need. We'll start with an Earthquake, which hopefully does not is not worth a full KO just yet. That sword stance is going to be an issue. Perhaps a Dragon Claw and then a False Swipe? It'll be very, very hard to get him down to the right damage. Cobalion is mostly a defensive Pokemon, so that's not going to be an issue. And another should do it. Start off with Hydrotter doing an Aqua Jet here. And when Cobalion's low on health, we'll go ahead and throw out a few balls even without any status effects on there just yet. Shouldn't KO because Cobalion has that high of defense. Nope, Ultras are still our best idea. And a 1? Yeah, no way that was gonna be good enough. So, next hope is that Amoonguss doesn't die immediately, and we can get out a good Spore. That protects you from priority moves, which we are not using. And now we have our best possible chance, aside from if we could get a false swipe out there, but I don't think that's happening too soon. Meleus and Vampire, welcome back to both of you. Yeah, I thought about doing the very obvious joke with nicknaming this Amoonguss, but I think that one might be a little bit overplayed. Just one. Yeah, this is going to require a lot of rerolls and a lot of attempts. What would be a good idea is if we could find the substitute TM, which actually I'm going to look up now while it's on my mind. At least I think it's a TM in this generation. Yeah, Pokemon Black White 2 TM90. Where do you got that? Twist Mountain. And we could supplement that with a no move to get it down to 1 HP. We do have False Swipe on Haxorus. I didn't think we'd be needing it immediately, but it does look like every little bit will help. Yeah, we're gonna need it. Really? Swords Dance and Work Up. So the good news is that means we only have to worry about Sacred Sword for an attack. And welcome, Sai. We're going on a catching run this time. Let's see. Might as well put these to use sometime. If we can't catch him on this first run, I think we can go ahead and try to find Substitute, and I wonder where Black Sludge could be. You'll need Surf, and it's only available in spring and summer. In the Castelia sewers from Janitor Felix. Only in the spring and summer. Got it. Hopefully we survive whatever attack comes out here. I wonder if that is enough. I don't know if that's 1 HP. Cobalion does have a lot of defense. No way to get a reading, but that probably would have been the actual 1 HP we need. Yeah, he's trying to max out attack for his one attacking move, Sai. Doesn't seem like it's gonna help too much. We will still use every turn fishing for a catch. Since if we swap into Amoonguss, then, well, there's the chance he uses Sacred Sword and actually KOs our sleep Pokemon. Oh? Never mind. Would anyone care to have the honors for the Pokemon name redeem? It has a body and heart of steel. It worked with its allies to punish people when they hurt Pokemon. Quite a noble cause, and a very tall Mon, at 6'11". I was expecting it, Vampire. What you got? The Musketeer Sai, I think they're supposed to be, not horses, but deer, kind of. They all have that sort of shape and the horns to go along with it. Oh, redeemed twice. Yeah, what do you have in mind, Vampire? Aw, thank you, James. How lovely. Even though I'm certain a lot of folks around here have way too many channel points to do something with. Give a nickname. And what you got for me, Vampire? Is Vamp your answer, or... Just double checking, because I did see 2 names in there. Very well, we will do just that. Given that, we are usually running the same set of viewers for every one of these streams, I will lock it into only one legendary name per viewer. So I hope you don't mind that being your only choice, Vampire, although you did say that one was your favorite. Now let's see, Twist Mountain. Actually, no, I think we'll want to go to the Castelia Sewers first, because we have a Pokemon Center here, and then we can go off and look for the next few. Janitor Felix. It is your favorite, so you're happy with the choice. Also kind of why I wasn't really hesitant about implementing that rule. I would like to try to get the Three Musketeers if possible, Prime. Or Psy. With the exception of, oh, what was the name of the little water one? Keldeo, who's kind of an exception anyway. Being an event Pokemon. Both work, got it. I do have another friend I've seen before that answers to Prime, but I haven't seen too many Psys around. So I'll try to stick with that. And here we go. Okay. Sewers are full, which means, unfortunately, Brian's gonna have to surf through all that. Where are we going? Actually, speaking of repels, I could probably use one right about now. Nothing but bats and rats down here. And it's not even the ones you find from Gen 5. These are all the Kanto mons down here. Could I get a sort by name and see if we have two. Two max repels. Should make it easier to not lose our way. I think this is still when heart skills were used for the move relearner, so that's a big help right there. I mean, bat's part of the name. Yeah, Woobat. So that's exactly what it's supposed to be. In fact, that would be the Gen 5 proxy for the Gen 1 Mon. I don't even know who this Felix is that I'm looking for. Also, there might be a few trainers in here with Oh! Well, there's the leftovers while we're here. Which is a huge help. All of you, I'm sure, have some familiarity with Pokemon and know just how important that is. But it's such a little alien. No, that would be Elgyem and Behiem. Those are the actual aliens we have. Funny enough, also from this generation. Wait, Woobat? No? No, the heart is its nose. It's just got little sleepy eyes. Kind of like Zubat in the fact that it doesn't have eyes. Yeah, Zubat doesn't have eyes. Woobat has the little sleepies here. Always saw that as an eye. Probably it might be, different when you actually see it evolve, and it's much easier to see the eyes on the side here. And then retroactively, you'd recognize that as a nose a lot better. Yeah, it is a little weird. Huh. You know, now that I think about it. What the? Oh, that's my BGM. BGM for the dev streams. I don't think it works on yeah, it'll be like some of these guys that have the much more scrunched up faces. And I have a feeling that's where they actually got the idea of the heart shape here. From some of the more flat-nosed guys. Yeah, like this. Wow, you're ugly. Which is why I'm not leaving that up on screen very long. Anywho, leftovers are found. A lot of Pokemon came from space. Didn't, the Clefairy line also came from space. You never played Gen 5, so that's your excuse. Perfectly acceptable. Please fix that problem, because Gen 5 is objectively the best generation. Yeah, there's a trainer. Let me guess, you have like level 18 Pokemon I need to dispatch. Allegedly came from space. Still a first evolution, level 19. I was close. Well, it's not like we have another choice. One pearl coming right up. And where else could we look? Actually, I think I'd like a better guide that points me out where it is on an actual map. Bring me up that Castelia Sewers map. And that still doesn't help. Find someone short, which I apparently cannot actually scroll through the timestamp here. Okay, and then another person asking about the Castelia Sewers. This is very weird. I guess we'll come the entire place then. See, Vampire, I have a very good sense of direction. Wait, no, it was... distance, I have a pretty good sense of. At least for a lot of times I've gone outside and done work. Used to have an outdoors job, which required a lot of mapping. I can't remember. I was on a two-person team, and one of us was really good with distance. The other was really good with direction, but that was... about 7 years ago at this point. Funny how time flies. Also, why is there a Grimer on the water? I mean, I expect this to be unfortunate sewage that Brian is bravely swimming around in. But if it's thick enough for a Grimer to actually be on top of the water, I feel very, very sorry for him. Used to do orienteering on horseback, but you were never allowed to hold the map since you got them lost. Were you working better without it? Or was that just a position you were never assigned? Ooh. Not very useful, but still something for the sake of completion. The trainer stands on the water. We don't question those battles. Understandable. See, the thing is, with a lot of the trainers out here, you don't know if they're actually wandering, like, this guy way back here in the corner, frantically pacing back and forth. Well, that was just a gamble I had to take. Sine, cosine, and tangent. What's he rattling about? I hadn't had to do much work with trigonometry in about 10 years. You know, it's funny, we have exactly the matchup we need here. No sturdy to worry about. And no X-defend is going to help here. A tautology. I have a feeling that guy just looked up a dictionary and is running about here with a lab coat that he probably stole. After all, he doesn't seem to have any intelligent applications of the words he's prattling about. Only thing you're good at on horseback is finding a shortcut where there really shouldn't be a shortcut. I imagine that means steering your horse into places they really shouldn't be going. Ah, who's DMing me? Oh, you jump things you shouldn't jump. As long as no one gets injured, I think a little irresponsibility could liven things up. Let's see, we're supposed to look for that Felix fellow, which, if I remember, he was along the right side of a wall. So allegedly, he should be around here. You're definitely not a janitor. There we go. Hi, Felix. Is that you? That's a Pokemon, for one. Your horse loved jumping. Went through a field of cattle once, though, which he did not enjoy at all. Do cows and horses not get along? A janitor cleaning the sewer. He might just perform a lot of important maintenance, possibly. Like, you don't need to clean the whole sewer, but some of the gadgets or wall panels or, since we do have floors here, he might need to, clean them. They get along fine, just that one guy is deathly scared of them. We do see that there are an awful lot of people walking down here for some reason. And I imagine you still would need to clean the, floors here. Not anywhere where the actual sewage lies, mind you. Yeah, people love hanging out here. I have not the faintest idea why. This is the weirdest version of the United States. I have a feeling Earthbound is actually weirder. Given that that one actually has psychic aliens that aren't like benign little Pokemon. Alright, this is leading nowhere. And this time, I'll put quotes around Black Sludge, so they know that's what I'm looking for. Ah, it is in 2 different places. There we go. We should have an actual map on Bulbapedia. But does it show me where the items are? You think sewers that people want to be in would top aliens, especially in the weird department. Someone's apparently never played Earthbound. It's me. I've never played Earthbound. I want to. Let's see. Says we're looking for a janitor, and there's 2 of them. This is the guy we just talked to, and we've already scoured this area. It said that we were supposed to go west of this Felix fellow, which I assume would be the other janitor right here then. So somehow we have to get back here, probably by going up here and then down the other way. So here's my best guess. Did we have another path down from here? No. How are we getting in there? Because on the map here, we have stairs. Or it could be from one of these other rooms. This entire place is set up like a maze. We can try going into each and every one of these rooms down here. I don't think it's through the cave back there, because that led into the ruins going further northward, I believe. If only I had a Pokemon with Stench right now. Keep them away. Alright, so we proceed down from here. Then it looks like we have a route going to the left around... No. Hold on, let me bring up that map again. And I will leave it on in the background. Oh, well that was an audio skip. Alright, try this again. Ah, it was the next one we had to go to. So back up over here and then we look for the next set of stairs down. Yeah, around right here. We should proceed down, across, and then from up here, we can try to head into one of those little hatches. Do we have any Pokemon that know Thief? Wouldn't be a bad move to actually have, especially given that these Grimers are likely to carry them. we do have the energy ball team, correct? Oh, and we should also have thunder. Just fine. Yeah, thunder. So then there is no harm in teaching Thief to Sif here. Actually, everything except Bug Buzz is a TM. And now, every time we find a Grimer, we can use Thief on them. Just in case if we get that before we get to the actual end. Yeah, we're looking for this spot. Nothing in... Oh, wait. Maybe something in that trash can. That's usually where they hide a few things. You won't hold an item. Not one we're looking for, at least. Wonder what's going on back here. Maybe I shouldn't move the window while the emulator's playing. And just in case... Nothing to be had. Not much of a find. Hydrate and a posture check. Posture check is definitely necessary. That's pretty poor. A stretch will definitely help loosen up, and I will definitely take that hydrate. Welcome back, Avid. I hope you're having a wonderful afternoon. This stream, we're mostly trying to focus on catching a few legendaries, but we have a few items to prepare to make it a lot easier. Double check that surf and... I guess none of it is going on back here. And another person to defeat, who's not going to be much of an issue. Aww. Do you have a Wi-Fi hotspot nearby, Avid? Because I know there's usually a lot of issues with trying to watch on just a mobile device. Wander through here. And nothing. How do we get up there then? Ah, that scientist appears to be completely cut off. Unless it's a different season. How unfortunate that she gets stuck back there. Almost frightening, I could say. So if it's not over here... time to time travel. No, we know it's in the spring or summer that we find this item. What I need to figure out is how we get to the very, very back. Which, the more I look... Oh, the spot doesn't give us a solution either. And that trainer's actually blocking off the route we wanted to walk through. So it's not in any of these locations. Wait, I see it. I finally see the path. Okay, this was hard to tell from earlier, but we go down here, then from jumping off here, we have to go immediately to the left. And then we surf off this bridge and over here to the farthest left. Keep that in mind. This whole damn place is a maze. But I think we finally have our solution. Don't think we found this earlier. And let's see if this is our Felix fellow. Brady. So... wrong person again? So... you know what I didn't do? I didn't actually check our inventory to see if we were holding one this entire time. So, preemptively, I just want to let you all know that you might have a chance to be very upset with me and my forgetfulness. We'll see right after this fight is over, but regardless, we still found a leftovers when we came down here. Which any of you that have even remotely any knowledge of competitive Pokemon would know how important that is. Double check that inventory, especially now that it has been sorted. And we do not have black sludge. So again, where is it? Different guy. I'm working on experiments to create medicines from the toxins found in the sewer system. If I truly succeed in these experiments, I can create a lot of medicines from the wait. Is that literally the same dialogue as the other person? No visible item over here. Ah, there's our cue. And no item to take. Actually, that would be useless if Seif was already holding one. Which Seif is not. No item up here. Pokemon Black. White 2. Black sludge. It says look for a max repel that Brady has. Or, hold on, check this out. Only available in the spring and summer, which, the seasons do work differently in this game. From the southwest of Janitor Felix, and we know this is Brady, so this would be Felix. Says we need to look for a max repel from going southwest. And I see none. There's these items, but it says go southwest to find a max repel, then head west again. And I don't really see any two items placed horizontally from each other like that. It's been confirmed that any Pokemon can have any Terra type in Scarlet and Violet, so he anticipates Shedinja being busted for single-player use if it's in the game. The, electric type Shedinja holding a balloon strategy, I believe. Not a bad idea. Is it only a, monotype, or does this mean we can actually get weird type combinations that otherwise are completely unknown? Only monotype. There. See, we already looked at this, and this one just shows us the one in the tunnel up there. Maybe it would be here. While if all the text is here in Japanese, it's going to be hard to tell where it is that we're finding said black sludge. Leftovers, which we just found. And no, that's for the earlier sewers anyway. How elusive could this be? And we need a poison barb to get the black sludge from there. Castelia sewer map. And again, we have a guide here that doesn't tell us where. Is this the only item we haven't looked for yet? Because I know we found this one. You know what, just to make everything easier, I'm gonna go buy about 50 max repels. We should have an escape rope still. There's a lot of stuff banned on Showdown. For example, I know Smogon, which usually is hand in hand with that. For some reason, I believe universally banned Dynamaxing, which is a little weird. So, this might be the only item we haven't found yet. We just got this one. Pretty sure we have this one. So the only other item could be that one way over to the left. Now, which one of you is selling repels? Don't get too used to using the touchscreen interface, we can't use that everywhere. Oh, these are cheap. And now we'll never have to buy one again. And into here. And further down. First things first. No, not that. Sort. By name. Go ahead and give me that Max Repel. I know entry hazards are very prevalent in competitive Pokemon, so that Shedinja might not be quite as much of a problem as you could expect it to be. Maybe it's over-centralizing. It might end up being a situation like Gen 2 Snorlax, where everyone tries to prepare for it. You've seen lesser things banned. Absolutely. Snorlax is in its own unique niche, especially in Gen 2 battles. Let's see, double check this map. We're heading down and then back to the path that we were at before. This should be one. And we already have the item back here, so... Where? Alright, I think I'm willing to confess that I'm stumped, because we don't have it in our inventory. Amoonguss is holding the experience share, and I don't think we've even used a poison-type Pokemon in our party, which would warrant, using it beforehand, unless someone else was holding it. Could I please just have a guide that tells me where it is? Says it's just an item on the floor. Nope, results are inconclusive, so we'll have to go to the other location then. Yeah, I can't seem to find anything I can look up that gives us an answer. So instead, we'll look for that poison barb. Which is found... where? Looking at this video, and... if it's over here, we might already have it. Ah, we do. So... use our last escape rope. Exit out of that, return here, and settle everything down, and we should be ready. After one more go. Alright, for some reason, we had to go to the alternate route for this one. I wonder if Zinzalin just stays there the entire rest of the game. Wait, no, it was the other spot that was the tunnel. Then once we have that, we head off to Twist Mountain, I believe, which has the substitute TM. With the substitute and Black Sludge together, we should let Amoonguss basically stall out any of the Pokemon we have to catch. It was a person standing roughly in the middle, I believe. Huh, the BGM here sounds like some proto-future base. I like the idea. There we go. I love that you can see the models of all the fish swimming around. Like, there's the Frillish here. There's the Basculin up earlier over here. They really wanted to flex that 3D engine. And I'm proud of them for it. This is peak Pokemon right here. And now that that's done, Twist Mountain was up here, right? Yeah, just to the south of Icarus City. Both Substitute and Flash Cannon are here, right next to each other in the decks. Now we grab our little Thunder TM and give that back to Seif. We will not need to be thieving anything here. And versus a bunch of presumably ground types. I think we work best getting Hydraughter's assistance for this. What a pleasant soft rain. Now I guess we just combed the entire place looking for it. Welcome, Usagi. How you doing? I immediately reverted to my previous horrible posture, so I'll need to do that check again. What the heck? And another hydrate with plenty of ice in my glass. Suppose we could have used that use less item just fine. You're sick but good, and me. I'm a little tired. A lot of y'all might have been able to hear it in my voice. But overall, I'm doing pretty well today. Just sleepy, as usual. It draws in air through its tail, transforms it into fire, and uses it like a tongue. It melts Durant and eats them. Hydraughter is indeed too powerful for the emulator. I imagine giving that much water to your computer is not the best idea. Unless it's water-cooled, possibly. I need a good rest today. Don't I ever? Unfortunately, it always remains ever so slightly out of reach. Trust me, I keep trying to handle that perfect sleep schedule. But it continues to elude me. Like so many legendary Pokemon. Really? What's that doing in the trash? Not over here. Possibly in here. One hockey mask going down. You know what's funny? Water and ice is a very powerful type combination that I think is only resisted by other water types. It's funny, with Dragon resisting water, it's weak to ice. And with Grass resisting water, also weak to ice. Then the fire types that resist ice are weak to water. It's kind of weird when you get type combinations that don't sound like they should work together like that. Like the fact that ice is really just cold water. So water can take on just about anything, question mark, as long as it's temperature adjusted? I don't get it either. I knew it. Any rock placed that conspicuously has an item. Ice is water with an attitude, when it's being a really cool cat. Wait, we haven't caught Cryogonal yet. And I think I know why. I think the last time we tried, we ended up KOing it. Yeah, that is absolutely zero physical defense there. Give him one of these. Why do fast food restaurants always make your drinks like 50% ice? I hate it. Speaking of, they're composed of ice crystals. They capture prey with chains of ice, freezing them at negative 148 degrees Fahrenheit. And for the freedom deficient, that would be, oh, flat out negative 100 Celsius. No wonder it's such a specific number here in Fahrenheit. Oh, I didn't mean that. If there's ice in the cup, there's less drink, true. And that's why I always love the self-serve machines. Even down here in Texas, I don't need 50% of my drink to be ice. When I am surrounded by rocks, my spirit goes up. Right now, I'm just trying to blow through that cup so I can get my actual tea, rather than fast food soda. I agree, Sai. It comes out of the machine already chilled, so I don't need extra ice on top of that. Regardless, I'm pretty sure this is gonna take 2 hits. Probopass usually has sturdy. Amen. Oh! Apparently that flat out just wasn't actually a one-hit KO, or didn't even proc sturdy. It's weird, we have the type redundancies with rock and steel, and water and ice, or heck even rock and ground. Really, rock's gotta go. We either have just ground and steel or something. Cause there's too much overlap between those types there. And we have a lot of Pokemon that are rendered relatively useless because of that rock and steel type combination. Aggron, for example, would be much better if it was just a steel type. I found a strong-looking trainer during my patrol. Go, oh boy, we have to deal with Sigilith. Luckily, we do have super effective damage. It is when it's Mega, but that's the only time Aggron's been viable. Otherwise, it's held back by that quadruple weakness. The two most common attacking types. Try that again. Oh, that's probably KO. Yeah. Well then, in that case, you know what to do, Steve. It's raining. Or it was in the next town over. I don't think that affects us here. Ah, Scrunko, you're early. How you doing, Scrunko? You want to say hi? Do you want to purr? Ah, he doesn't care. Also, he is making it very difficult to reach the mic. Okay, cutie pie, you gotta go. Yep. No. he does not want me to pick him up. Okay, no, he's getting too comfy. I cannot reach my mic. Get out of here. Ah, there we go. So, if he wants to cuddle and doesn't want me to pick him up, he'll dig his claws into my shirt. Now, a revive and a hyper potion. Yeah, rock is just not too good and water is too common. That's actually not the reason why I was such a big proponent for that, Gohomon game that I wanted to play. Steel is functionally a very different type in that game. Rock and ground have been consolidated just into one earth type, which functions more like just ground than rock. Steel actually has a few of the rock type elements, such as, for some reason, steel being effective on flying types in that game. Why, I'm not sure, but it makes a very interesting dynamic. Let's see, who wins just about every trade here? Well, quite clearly, Kayla. But... ooh, if we go the disable route... ooh, that's gonna hurt. And now... Kayla can set up pretty easily and peacefully. Gyarados does not rotate, so that is a free turn for us. And now, we can probably just sweep every one of their Pokemon. One down. Ah, almost. You see how close Haxorus gets, though. In fact, if they were the same level, that would have been a one-hit KO right there. Though with Kayla clearly being faster, we've basically won this fight. I don't think Gyarados gets any priority moves. Amoonguss gets a much-deserved level up. We are almost done with the tea glass, so it will be time for break in just a few minutes. Ah, there it is. I don't think we'll be needing Flash Cannon just yet, since I don't think we have any Pokemon that can even learn it. So, with that perfect timing, we still need to actually get out of here now. Ah, would you look at that? The Pokemon with the biggest idiosyncrasy between its appearance and depiction in the anime versus how actually functional it is in-game. Onix has less attack than a Butterfree. Its stronger attacking stat is less than that of a Butterfree. Oh, well... I said we wouldn't need Flash Cannon, but there it is just in case. Let's see, who's next? I do believe Virizion was just east of a Pellucid here. He tries his best. That he does. And when he evolves, he's actually a lot better. Steelix is pretty nice. Onix would actually be one of the top Pokemon I'd rearrange the stats for. Just because it really needs to actually match its status as a giant rock snake. One of the coolest Pokemon design-wise that unfortunately does not actually have the stats or function to back it up. Not black it up. I should really slow down. And down here at the bottom we have a substitute. Let's get rid of Giga Drain. If you don't love him at his Onix, you don't deserve it at his Steelix. Fair. I was never too fond of either. Actually, we won't need to refill that, probably. Terrestrialized Onix means Crystal Onix is finally here, sort of. What would that be to you, James? Pure Rock, or would that be Ice type? If I remember correctly, wasn't Virzion just standing out here in the open? Correct. So, first things first. Probably Ice, which would be worse. Yeah, I don't think Onix itself can be saved without like a whole stat overhaul. And now that we're here, we'll get our phone connection working right after a break. I'll go grab myself some tea and hopefully melt this what is now just half of a cup of ice. I hate fast food restaurants, but the roommate had a DoorDash card. And here we go again. I do bring very unfortunate news though, and that is there is in fact so much ice in my glass that the scalding hot tea barely made a dent in it. But it seems while I left it here to sit, most of that still has melted away into a relatively cool glass of tea. It'll be fine, Sai. It should be fine. On to the next step. Let's see. Virizion would have most likely just grass and fighting type attacks. If it has more than just Sacred Sword, that is. One dragon... Oh, wait, level 45. Oh. Wait a minute. I think we fought Cobalion before, so maybe Cobalion's giving us a rematch at level 65. Yeah, we did save, Sai. I always save before fighting a legendary. This will actually be a lot easier. Verizon left the game. You see, that's why we have such bad, Wi-Fi reception on the bottom screen. Right here, this is because Verizon disapproves of us. Alright, do that again, because I didn't expect you to be level 45. And now the big question. Was this before the time that grass types became immune to Spore? That's going to be an issue. Not really, but it's going to be a small one. Amoonguss would have a very high resistance to that. I think it was Gen 6 where they implemented that grass types were immune to powder, and electric types immune to paralysis. So a single Spore here should work. Indeed, there we go. And now we set up a substitute. Amoonguss just vented. And here is my alibi. Oh, wait, was it that easy? It is not that easy. Not enough damage there, I'm afraid. Please go back to sleep. Substitute is one of the oldest Pokemon moves, and I never really get how it's supposed to work. Like, how do you create a fake little doll to get in there and take damage? Is it an act of deception? Do they just borrow a nearby item, or... Actually, you know what? The best answer for that would be how it's depicted in the anime. Let's see. Do we have an article here for its anime depiction? think it's based on the classic idea of the substitution technique, though that was more often depicted as using a nearby log. And that's what I thought of it too. Looks like it actually doesn't have very many depictions in the anime, but in those cases... Oh, come on, give me a better image. It looks like it, makes them go invisible and there's a little fake copy of themselves. Okay, so... You don't see Shaman disappearing here, but there's a copy there. And then it disappears. So I think it's literally you, that is how it's depicted when Greninja uses it. Yeah, because Greninja is, well, a ninja. So it looks like it's an illusory copy. Flashes white, and a double that looks exactly like Excelgor dashes out of its body and at the opponent. When the after image is hit by an attack, it disappears in a puff of smoke. So... it's canonically, at least in the anime, depicted as a... not a little fleshy, but a fake illusory copy. Which is weird because that means that most, or if not all, Pokemon, like 95% of them, are capable of creating illusory copies. Which we also know is true because just about every Pokemon can use Double Team. So... why is that? Why can just about every Pokemon use a little... illusion technique despite not being psychic types? Also, the Smash Bros. Depiction is going to be a little outside of canon. Like, for example, isn't Pikachu Side B Skull Bash? For what I know, Skull Bash has never been learnable by Pikachu, I believe. Looking that one up... introduced in 1. In Generation 2, it was the signature move of the evolutionary line for Squirtle. Oh, it was a TM in Generation 1. Which means it was probably learnable by Pikachu back then. Yeah, by TM. Okay. Man, the Generation 1 TM set must have been weird. Whirlwind, Mega Kick... yeah, mostly Normal type moves. Oh, and Substitute was still a TM back then. What an interesting set of moves that we lost. Including Soft Boil, that's weird. A lot of these, if I remember correctly, later became tutor moves in Fire Red and Leaf Green, when the TMs were changed. I don't know how often Gigadrain's coming up to actually make a difference here. We've got plenty of Ultra Ball, so it shouldn't be an issue. Regardless, it shouldn't be that much of an issue to bring back in. In fact, we could have given Kayla the leftovers. get that done, swap Amoongus back in. That's exactly what I was expecting to happen. But it will give very little back from Amoongus. And that actually ruins things. But it does mean we don't have to keep putting sleep status on there. If I remember correctly, paralysis only has a 1.5 multiplier, whereas sleep has a 2 multiplier. So it's still going to be locked into being a little bit harder. But nonetheless, still possible. Fissure was a Generation 1 TM. Double-edged horn drill. What a bunch of weird idiosyncrasies. Keep it up, I suppose. Now would actually be an excellent time to deem Leviathan. And see if/when she wants to do some Mech Warrior. Especially since it's going to be clicking those two buttons over and over and over again. Ever so slowly healing back up, but it doesn't feel like it's making too much of a change to the formula. Let's see, Pokemon Gen 5. Capture. Formula. Are you catching them all? We're gonna try for the 3 Musketeers for now. But yes, we are focusing on legendaries for the moment. Hold on. What is my pause button? Okay, pause is actually the pause key. Let's go ahead and put you over here and bring y'all over here. Swap ourselves back to that desktop stream for a moment. Let's see. M and H. So 3 times your max minus 2 times the H, meaning it does actually factor a little bit, but it's not completely proportional. Let's see. Wait, so H... If H is larger, then... Okay, so that makes the ultimate... Wait. What's the H in this equation? To get any nerdier. I could be playing a roguelike, and by that I mean a true roguelike, Aaron. You haven't seen a nerdy game until I do my NetHack stream. Ooh, 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 ooh. Or Dwarf Fortress, which I never got working. The absolute nerdiest we could get is playing games that don't even use actual graphics and instead use just ASCII characters for the way they're depicted. Like this stuff. This is peak nerd right here. See, you got your stats down here below, and you've got the actual game screen up here. Similarly enough, Dwarf Fortress, which a lot of people get actual tile sets for. But the original game is rendered completely in ASCII characters. Every one of these. Look, here's a tree. Here's a false swipe. This is a dwarf. It's a little ASCII smiley face. Here are all of your walls here, the surrounding terrain. This is modern medicine. And this is me attempting to look at these formulas again. You did once play an online RPG over Telnet once. Don't remember what it was called. One of my favorite games of all time actually had the ability to connect over a telephone line. But I never had the chance to make it work. Of course, we would have had just dial-up then, so it's not like it would have mattered. Grass modifiers. Oh, interesting. If it's a tall grass encounter, your capture chance actually depends on how many Pokemon you've caught. Number of turns passed in battle. Bonus reaches its cap on the 11th turn, which I'm sure we've actually surpassed at this point, so now we could actually afford a few more timer balls for one. Very close. Oh, that is a lot of hydrates. Fine, I'll finish off the glass. Because you said so. Maximum current HP of the Pokemon being captured. Full health and X value starts out as blah 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 blah. And still try that again. Oh right, critical captures were another mechanic. You're sitting on 40k points, so you need to spend them somehow. Actually, there's another game I've been hopelessly addicted to that I think I'll put on the schedule this week. Yeah, might be a full week of streaming then. We'll see what Leviathan says is available in her schedule. Whenever she decides to respond. I might have to get back with y'all on that. We might end up having a schedule tomorrow instead. Yeah, this would be a lot easier with the leftovers. So interesting. Catching them all actually gives us a better chance. Right, so now I get it. The 3M and the 2H here. What this would mean is the higher your H is, then the lower the numerator is. And you want this value to be higher. So you want a higher numerator. Correct. He said, panicking as Kayla was getting close to a KO. Funny how this one's actually much harder than, Darn. Funny how this is actually a lot harder than Cobalion being at a higher level. Looks like level isn't actually part of this formula, so it's completely independent of the level of the Pokemon we're fighting. And... ah! I spoke too soon. That low HP BGM do be a bop though. Level will influence max HP. True, but so does the amount that we can make it go missing. That shouldn't affect this formula too much. In fact, allegedly, since it should be able to give us smaller increments, this should be able to actually get us a higher value at a cap. That was what I was waiting on. Let's use one more Hyper Potion. And hopefully that should be all we need right here. And for the next fight, Kayla will definitely have that leftovers that she needs. And yet another false swipe. And there we go! Any naming redeems for y'all? Pause that, drag this over into the middle of the screen, and give us back the full view again. Legends say this Pokemon confounded opponents with its swift movements, which is strange because it doesn't have any higher of a speed stat than the other Musketeers. Actually, I think you all know the joke that needs to be made here. Too easy. No. I remember we found Terrakion, but I can't remember where he was. So we're already going back here again. Oh, will not appear until Cobalion is caught. Interesting. Oh, that's in the original black and white. This one looks like it should work. Route 22. Which was around right here. Terrakion has a lot bulkier physical defense, so instead we'll lead with Kayla still holding leftovers, but we'll start with a Dragon Claw rather than just False Swipe. I wonder if this means that Terrakion's going to be level 55, or if that anomaly was only an issue with Cobalion, since I think we fought it the first time. Now, are you selling the rarer Pokeballs? Because I could definitely use a few more timers. Luxury and dive up here, so no. And I don't know where else we'll be finding them. Got ourselves a little route to travel all the way up here. That's correct, he was right here in front, wasn't he? There's ya boy. Kayla's holding leftovers, Amoonguss has a perfectly fine, viable type matchup here. Bad catching idea, trick it a focus sash, then hammer it with an over-leveled super effective move. Not actually a bad idea, I wonder, hold on. Gen 5 moveset calculator. Durant gets entrainment, but unfortunately doesn't get sturdy. And none of the Pokemon I see here actually can have entrainment, that actually have sturdy and entrainment. Which would have been interesting. Entraining sturdy onto an enemy Pokemon, and then hitting them with one very, very powerful overlevel move. Let's start with that Dragon Claw. 45. This might KO. Or it won't. Beautifully handled. False Swipe for any extra little chip. Does Sturdy work like that in Gen 5 already? Gen 5 is when it was given that effect. Which is why the Pokemon Boldore was referred to in the community as Trolldore, because you'd find them everywhere in caves, and you could not one-hit KO them unless you had a Pokemon with Mold Breaker, or a multi-hit move. Really, it's the fact that no matter how over-leveled you were, never knew if it was 5 or 6. Very important, game-changing overhauls in both generations. hide behind my little toy here. And back to the usual, which we're here a lot quicker than with Virizion. This should also be significantly easier since Virizion can't restore health. Or, that could happen. Huh. Spoken of in legend, yeah, right, this Pokemon used its phenomenal power to destroy a castle in its effort to protect Pokemon. Huh. Oh, there's a lot of them, Sai. It's just that was the first set we had to look for. And, wow. That was, a little easy. So, who should we go for next? I know Heatron was also available. Okay. If you defeat it and then return after you've beaten the Elite Four, they'll be higher levels. All of them. The only one we defeated was Cobalion. And it looks like all of them have much scarier movesets the second time. Or really it's the fact that they all get Swords Dance. Good thing absolutely no Pokemon got caught in the destruction of that castle. After completion of the game, you will encounter in within the ruins of his castle. Wait. Where is N's castle? If I remember, it was somewhere around the, somewhere around Victory Road, right? I don't think it's going to be notated here. For what I remember, in Pokemon Black and White, you had the huge interrupt right before the end here. And so N's castle could be somewhere around here. Lots of stuff going on here, too. Between Undella and Lentimas Town. Oh, Latias and Latios are in the Dream Yard. With a ripe level of 68. That's a little bit ahead of us. Yeah, we have a lot of legendaries to look forward to. Oh, and Regigigas is in Twist Mountain. Well, out of our list here, is there any that you guys are focusing on? Level 70. You know what? For the sake of no spoilers, let's not actually look up where N's castle is, and instead just keep exploring into places that we haven't been before. Maybe get a little bit more exploration done. I'm intrigued as to what the other little spots are here. If they're routes just off the sides here, although I think they're both post-game locations. You like Regigigabyte. Not actually a bad idea. That would give us a reason to go back to Twist Mountain again. Yeah, but if he's level 70, that's going to be a lot higher than what we have. He is level 68, which is still very close. I think we might want to get a few more level ups in there. Cobalion was kind of difficult, and especially versus the Pokemon that have a lot more attacking power, like Regigigas having 2 attacking moves. Oh, no, 3. One of which is super effective against Amoonguss. I think we might want to hold off for a few level ups first. Which means you get that EXP share back. Actually, that is roughly a 2-hour stream. If we have a dense streaming week this week, it might be good to cut it early here. But I am interested in seeing what's in these other routes. So, let's do a little bit of exploration, and if nothing super important comes up, then we can head elsewhere. Still can't believe they went out of their way to give Regigigas a slow start in the game that doesn't have abilities. It would be way too frightening of a Pokemon otherwise. And slow start is kind of a signature of it. Like how they gave the same thing to, Cherim, having the Blossom and Sun. That's weird, I don't remember this music. But we've fought those trainers before, I remember them. Yeah, here's your Trolldor. These guys have Sturdy, and so you couldn't one-hit KO them with most Pokemon. Even if you were drastically overleveled. I imagine we don't get there from this cave. That immediately takes us to Undella Town. You say that, Aaron, but Regigigas' stats are still distributed very, very well. And it also has a lot fewer weaknesses than either of those Pokemon. The weather effects they both give are both a blessing and a curse. Groudon's Sunny Day makes a super effective versus him Solar Beam, charge on the first turn. And Kyogre's Drizzle actually makes Thunder 100% accurate versus it. Granted, both these Pokemon are very good at abusing that ability themselves, but it also gives them a bigger weakness. Wonder how we get to those other spots. Maybe off the routes here. There were some items up there we haven't found, so it's probably off the beaten path. Makes no sense that Regigigas would have slow start when the other Regis were locked away for roughly as long, if not longer than it was. I don't know if slow start is part of it waking up. Also, Regigigas is significantly bigger and bulkier, right? It would still take quite a while to get activated in that case. What with the square root law and all that. For what I remember, its mass scales up faster than, volume, proportionally. And because of that, as something gets bigger, it requires more proportional strength just to hold itself up. which is why you see ants so easily lifting things larger than themselves. And why we don't have colossally sized creatures anymore. Blue whales in an ocean do not need to hold themselves up very much. That's also why, if any of you are afraid of, like, prehistoric bugs or the idea of those kind of horror movies where they have giant spiders and giant cockroaches, not an issue you need to worry about in the modern day. Pokemon's never heard of that because Werelord is less dense than air. You know what I think, James? I think the Pokédex is entirely full of lies. We have such things such as Magcargo. If it actually was the temperature that the Pokédex says it is, it would constantly glow and melt everything around. As well as Machamp allegedly being able to punch 1,000 times in a second, which I think would cause very many sonic booms. Although the actual measurements of weight and size would be a lot more objective to measure, rather than the ludicrous statements over-exaggerating the strength of Pokemon. Magcargo Shiny is accurately colored given its heat. Isn't it a yellow color? Ah, it's a strange violet color, it looks like. Ultraviolet light, if you will. You like shiny Slugma. Huh, a cute little silver color. Interesting. Almost looks like it's made out of mercury. Seems there are a lot of trainers we haven't encountered here. Magma Stone. Wait. Reversal Mount. Oh, well, this is the location we'd find Heatran anyway. Possibly. Interesting that we took until a recent generation to actually get a Pokemon based off of metal. Not metal. Mercury. The other thing that starts with ME. You actually aren't that good at fighting these guys. Send in ya boy. Yeah, not that much. Do the same thing you've been doing. Regirock and Regice are found in the underground ruins. There's also the Cave of Being on Route 20 that we can find Mesprit, Azelf, and Yushi from. One of the weirdest experiences I had with Pokemon was, back when I was playing Fire Red, and just after beating the Elite Four. See, by the time I beat the Elite Four, I hadn't yet gotten Ruby. I actually got Fire Red before any of my other Pokemon games. Fire Red. Yushi pronunciation is still messing with your head. I really don't know about it either. Okay. Is there a purpose to that little spot right there? Ooh, that's useful. I don't think we can jump down from there. But that is a hint of what's to come from the other side. So, little tiny Xander wasn't really familiar with Pokemon outside the first generation at that point. So, when I first encountered a Slugma in Fire Red, I was incredibly confused. I hadn't actually seen it before. Same thing with finding Dunsparce the first time. There's actually quite a few Johto Pokemon that you find in the extra areas of Fire Red and Leaf Green. Thought that was pretty cool. I was so dedicated to that gotta catch 'em all that, back in Fire Red, I had every single Pokemon in my Pokédex. Except for Magmar, which I couldn't get because it was a Leaf Green exclusive. And my sister, who had Leaf Green, never actually caught it to trade with me. So I almost, and I think that was actually the only game that actually tried to do the catch everything challenge. But you did know the other Mons pretty well. I was relatively unfamiliar. Huh, there's a descent down there. Which might even be where Heatran is. I think I got close in Black and White 1 as well. But there might have still been a few Virgin exclusives there that I didn't get. Isn't there a Dawn fan in the very first Pokemon movie? Hold on. Yeah, the very first movie. Well, they had Togepi, which is kind of an exception, because that was an anime mainstay. And there's actually a Dawn fan in the intro to the very first Pokemon movie. So it's almost a Gen 1 movie. It's another weird Pokemon. It's a shame. Spoink and Grumpig are such cool designs. Ah, this looks like a spot we'd find a legendary in. Ah, we need a stone from Route 18 first, but this is actually where we'd find Heatran. Speaking of first Pokemon movie, Pikachu's Vacation short, which I believe, yeah, from the little articles I was looking up, said there was also Meryl and Snubbull in that movie. So also, not Gen 1 only. It bothers you eternally that Regice is Regice with only one eye and not Regice. Now, from what I remember of the movie that the Reggies were in, it was still actually being pronounced Regice. It's just not spelled like that. If you had two eyes right there, I think a lot of people might have gotten confused about the pronunciation. Yeah, Regice, or however you'd pronounce that. Those might be branching off of their respective routes. We didn't actually travel too much on Route 14. Just put in a space or hyphen. Yeah, that would make sense. But there's a lot of times in which Pokemon tries to focus very, very hard on making a set of 3 work together even if it doesn't count, or even when it doesn't really make sense together. You have some weird things like Groudon and Kyogre being monotype, but Rayquaza is flying and dragon. When, if you'd think about it, shouldn't it just be flying, since it's supposed to be the creature of the sky? You have the Leviathan Kyogre, the Behemoth Groudon, and Ziz, representation of the sky, which is supposed to be what Rayquaza is. In spite of like a lot of the other grouped up legendaries that have basically shared times that they're dual or single types. Ho-Oh and Lugia are both part flying type. You have the legendaries in Gen 4 all being part dragon, and same with Gen 5, even having a double trifecta there. Having the combination of fire, electric, and ice. I don't think what we're looking for is on this side. Ah, yes, James. Regirock spittin' bars. I would have actually loved to bring up a clip of that as part of my presentation here, but I'm pretty sure that would get DMCA'd immediately if I was playing clips from that Pokemon movie. Though you can hear Regirock actually say Regirock in that movie. I don't know if you ever hear Registeel say its name, but Regice clearly splits up the I into 2 separate syllables when it says its own name. I loved them. I loved how they were depicted. I also love, well, obviously my favorite has to be Regigigas from the Hoopa movie, who basically spoke with the same very bizarre sort of stuttering cadence. It really helped them feel more mechanical. Ah, you know what we didn't have last time we were here? Thank you, my good man. Another heart scale for the tutor sometime. Do you have a higher level of Pokemon up here? Since after all, you could only be accessed later. 56. Not too much, but it'll still do. I'm not even sure if we needed that Dragon Dance, but it couldn't hurt to make sure. Exactly, James. Just like that. I'm not going to attempt to mimic or read out that sentence on stream. But yeah, he really do be spitting bars. And then unfortunately, they brought him back for a future movie in which he didn't actually speak like that. He just had some very low rumbles, if I remember. Gigalith is so much better than Golem. I love it. Love that design. And that would have been another Pokemon to disrupt me with Sturdy. Can you go to bed? Absolutely, Kayla. Never, and this applies to anyone here, never let me hold you longer than you want to be here. I do upload my VODs to YouTube, so they're always there if you need to find your spot again. Indeed, Sai, there's no need to ask for permission. Your health is far more important than my stream. I wouldn't want anyone staying up to an unhealthy hour just to watch me. What do we got here? One of those secret codes? Oh no. It's the weird creepy house. So you know what Landorus is like when it means business, huh? Yeah, I do. It changes into another form and flies around the sky. Thundurus and Tornadus change forms too. Well, that's the story anyway. 'Cause you really want to be here. Aww. Well, if it's any consolation, Kayla, I'm kind of out of ideas on the itinerary. I'm continuing for the sake of, I mean, I try to make 3-hour streams out of this, but we might end soon. Probably if there's a little dungeon here for us to clear. I'll get through that. That's good then. You know, I've only heard about it in stories too. And good night, Kayla. I hope you rest very well. This little shrine is dedicated to a Pokemon called Landorus. They say that when Tornadus and Thundurus were whipping up storms that damaged houses and fields all over the Unova region, Landorus made them stop. That's a story from when my grandpa was just a little kid. Isn't it wild how it took us this long just to get a pure flying type? It is the great Landorus that protects this land. With its help, we are assured of rich soil and a prosperous harvest. Such crash-bang exposition. And kind of out of nowhere, too. What do we got? Ooh, experience. Oh, only level 35. Not worth the effort, then. A shiny stone? Exactly. An Usagi imposter. You know, when the Audino is sus. I can't believe I just said that. Well, they have to lead into that knowledge somehow, Sai. You know what's funny? I've never actually gotten my hands on the alternate forms for any of these Pokemon. I did have Tornadus, Thundurus, and Landorus in black and white. But it was before. Okay, so we are gonna have to go up through there. You know what, let's bring up the... Well, I was gonna say the boys, but Sif is female. Right, we're gonna have to go through... the left side here. Yeah, that's what I was trying to avoid. Since you guys probably only have, like, level 40 Pokemon. As I said, in the 40s. I don't even know if we need that Flare Blitz. Absolutely no mercy here, Sai. Indeed. Child that just learned a thing is a fairly realistic explanation for exposition. Actually, that is true, Aaron. When you're a kid, you're usually pretty proud of telling everyone what you know. Yes, Aaron. Anything to retroactively patch the holes out of Black and White 2's writing. I need to forever uphold these games as the peak that Pokemon has ever had. And I'll be honest with you, I'd actually love for us to get games better than this. But I don't know if that's happening anytime soon. And another normal type. Alright. Do it again. You know, we might as well use it on someone. So, Aaron, how about a little present for you? Actually, you deserve even better. It's Pokemon. Their default mode is phoned in. I'll be honest, I'm not too excited for Scarlet and Violet. I was very happy to hear the reviews about Arceus. And I liked Pokemon Legends Arceus. I'm actually happy that it changed a lot of formulas for the game. So my opinion is just, do it again. Phoned in, rushed, and graphically, eh. Yeah, they don't have to try this day and age. But then again, a large part of that comes with the fact that you're making an entire series. Yeah, we'll have to talk to that with Landorus, which unfortunately, I don't think we can actually catch Landorus, or Thundurus, or Tornadus in this game. Ooh, that alone makes the trip worth it. You liked X because it was your first one. You genuinely think Sun was really good. Ultra Sun burned you out after the first couple of cutscenes. Gen 5 is my favorite, and Gen 7, so Sun and Moon, is actually my second favorite. I genuinely think Sun and Moon was the second best experience I had. But a caveat, I did get Ultra Sun, and it did feel the same, so I can't Really, both of those playthroughs just blend together for me. By no means do I think the generations coming after, at least in 6 and 7, are bad. 8, I absolutely do not care for. There's a few golden designs in there, and actually I think some of the Pokemon designs themselves are peak. But I'm never going to play Sword and Shield, and do not feel upset about that. You're getting deja vu. We've definitely had this conversation before. Because I do often like to discuss a lot of the same subjects on stream. You know what? Ah, we can't get Regigigas until we have Regirock, Regice, and Registeel, which are all found in the underground ruins, which is... That was this over here, right? No. Where is it then? Oh, there's the dream yard. I don't know if we've ever been to the Liberty Garden. You know what? Just because I'm a little unsure on what we're doing. Why don't we try to top it off with one more legendary battle and capture? Alola gave us regional forms, that's a big plus. Absolutely. I think it's one way to solve the expanding the dex issue pretty well. Since the ever-growing roster of Pokemon that we have is kind of an issue. Alola shook up the whole gym format. You think that was the biggest thing, because on the first playthrough, you don't know what to expect. And that's actually why 5 and 7... I saved in just the right spot. See, the guide told me it was about to happen. Aha! We gotta go on a little chase now, don't we? Yeah! Just calling out for your boy Sean. It's like we're playing Fallout 4 again. Does that mean we have to name it Sean? You've noticed some downgrades from Arceus and Sword Shield to Scarlet and Violet. TM's once more breakable and need to be crafted. You said the word. I'm tired of crafting systems in games, honestly. Gameplay looks less fluid than Arceus, plus some other things if you can't remember right now. Let's see, who would be a good cutter? Blake, we need to fit in. See. Our team slowly changes over time, just to compensate for the fact that we need HMs for a lot of the extra areas. Let's go ahead and grab that cut TM. Well, HM, but you know the point. But Gen 5 and Gen 7, well actually, Gen 5 and 6 and 7 each brought their own innovations to the Pokemon formula. So, I'm really proud of them trying to do something different each time. And for that reason, I still like Arceus. Curious little set of ruins here. Sun and Moon getting rid of the HMs was huge. I like that too. I kind of like the idea of having your Pokemon help you out. I just wish it was something that like each Pokemon could do something specific. I wish they didn't take up move slots. And I am all for non-linear gameplay, Aaron. Although it definitely is difficult to make work in an RPG setting like this. If you have a lot of things to go off of number scaling, then, well... What, do you just have the world level with you? Which has been done before, and it's not, by any means, a bad solution. But you know me, I am a huge sucker for gameplay and story integration. So I need that to be justified in context. Well, we can still walk through here. Yeah, it's weird if the world levels with you, but even like a half-assed explanation, like, oh, other people are training their Pokemon at the same rate that you are. That would work for me just fine. Unbreakable TMs was one of the things you liked about Sword and Shield. Can't believe it's not only being reversed, but being made into crafting. Yeah, no, I completely agree, James. I'm tired of crafting mechanics in games that are not supposed to be crafting from the start, from the get-go. All of our Pokemon levels are going to be wildly out of sync. But might as well. Oh. They hop and turn around when they collide with us? Okay. And most of all, I'm tired of crafting mechanics. Getting into games that just don't need them. Like the whole crafting things in Pokemon Legends Arceus, I didn't care for. Maybe for the Pokeballs, but I don't really care about it too much in the other contexts. Didn't mind crafting in Arceus because it managed to be more convenient than the shop. This is straight up nerfing TMs. This is the last one, we can actually afford to use Superpower here, and save you a little bit on HP. Yeah, it works a little bit okay in Arceus. But in like those first-person shooter adventure games, I care for it a lot less. Oh, what am I thinking? We had Earthquake. Earthquake would have been super effective. Yeah. It fits the context and the setting in Arceus very well. Especially with the crafting Pokeballs since they were just invented, essentially. I forget though, weren't the original Pokeballs made out of apricorns? At least I thought that's what the Johto generation taught us. Granted, it's completely possible for two different regions to invent the same thing at similar times. Yeah, why are you scared of me? Yeah, apricorns, with all the vowels removed. Hey, this is a real non sequitur, but I have to go to the bathroom. And after that little intermission, yeah, it has the same energy as for alligator. Isn't that actually the canon spelling of it? Like, why did they omit the... Oh. Yeah. Why do they have it spelled like that? They just ran out of characters. Definitely think of that too. Let's see. For alligator, that is 10 characters, right? Yeah, which is the usual limit that we have. Funny how many Pokemon names actually get that close now. Amoonguss somehow manages to only have 9. I wonder if any of these have, like, Latin names. Boo! Why? I foresaw your move and I was running away from you. Cofagrigus has 10. Longest Pokemon name. Ah, they have gotten longer. A lot of them only had 10. Up until we had Crabominable at 12 letters. Okay, so we finally did shake that limit. Yeah, most of the Pokemon on this list are from the newer generations. Oldest ones here are Hitmonchan and Weeping Bell, at 10 letters each. The power of the 3DS hardware, indeed. Mr. Mime, like most Generation 1 Pokemon, has abysmal HP, so this should not be an issue. Survive. There we go. Maybe having Aaron in front is not the most survivable idea. Let us conduct some Pokemon research. Yes, let us show each other our Pokemon. I don't know why, the way he says yes right there. I feel like he'd say it like a creep. Especially with that little chuckle there. Ooh. I actually like this evolution line quite a bit. Even if it's just a gear getting more gears, but you know, that's literally just the Magnemite evolution line. Which I'm pretty sure that's supposed to be the counterpart for Magnemite. I don't think we have a proxy for Porygon though. Ran out of ideas making objects. Yeah, Gen 1 or quota. I mean, it basically is a soft reboot of Gen 1. And I think they handled it much, much better this time. It Magnemite be. You never run out of puns. That is consistently impressive, Aaron. I do have to give you that. Is this not where we're supposed to be? Ha! Here we go. You're not so down with the ice cream one. A lot of people aren't. And looking at it from another standpoint, like, what I can't figure out is what's so wrong with it. Because, I think we've had sillier ideas before. Why would an icicle decide to look like ice cream? Okay, I know there could be a genuine answer to this, but to that one I raise the equivalent. Why would a mushroom, or even then a Voltorb, look like a Pokeball? Like, what are Voltorbs made out of? Do they feel like plastic, or are they made of flesh? It's one of the weirdest forms that something can evolve into. Just a sphere. And we know that they get around by rolling, so... It's snow on top. Interesting. But you still have the smiles peeking through. If you do want a... Well, I'll be perfectly level with you. It's a design that completely makes sense, but still carries a lot of, no pun intended, baggage with it. That would be Trubbish and Garbodor being literal trash bags. There's a theory that Voltorbs are made out of actual Pokeballs, though. Let me know when it is no longer a theory, because fans come up with the wildest stuff. Right, I couldn't tell if that was the wild Pokemon battle music. Arceus disproves it, yeah, because we had the grass and electric ones there. I actually really liked those redesigns, too. I don't think there's any regional form for Pokemon I've seen so far that I didn't outright love. Sai, is it weird that I read that sentence in Boomhauer's voice? Ooh, that's gonna hurt. We can probably finish it. Maybe. I don't know what no theories. What facts with that Arceus? I don't know, man. They could be trapped in apricorns, then evolved to look like Pokeball. You know, I'm trying to avoid a few encounters here, but it looks like that's not going to happen. Feel the wrath of Aaron, Watchog. Mostly because I wanted to flex that extra 3 uses we have on Superpower. As for ice cream, though, well, if we use the example of Pokeballs, well, I'd say it's entirely possible that Pokemon could evolve to look like something found in, human cultures. But evolution doesn't happen, or actual evolution doesn't happen that quickly. Like, you don't just go from a Pokemon that looks like or go to a Pokemon that looks like ice cream that quickly. Of course, there are weird cases like, heck, there's a bunch of Pokemon that suddenly undergo weird evolution. Like Cloyster and Slowpoke. Or actually no, isn't it a, Shelder? I'm not entirely sure. Whatever the heck is on Slowbro's tail is definitely not a Shelder or a Cloyster. But still, allegedly that's what it is. Yeah, that is very clearly not a Cloyster. It's easily some sort of a shellfish, but that is obviously not a Shelder or a Cloyster. There is a Shelder attached to its tail. That is not a Shelder. like... Hold on, do we have an explanation here? Hold on. We're doing another tangent. Shellder has an unusually strong appetite for the tail of a Slowpoke and developed a symbiotic relationship with the dopey Pokemon. After attaching itself to Slowpoke's tail, the two undergo a metamorphosis and evolve into Slowbro together. Okay. So it's a Shellder after... Okay, hold on. See, it has names for Spiral Shellder and Crown Shellder. I guess that just means this is an evolution of Shellder. It says symbiotic, but I feel like it would be a parasitic relationship, since I don't ever hear about that Shellder unclamping. If you remember correctly, there were unused sprites for the kind of Shellder on Slowbro's tail, but alone. Kinda hard to tell. It says they undergo an evolution together, which does check out. That does make sense. But... I don't know. It's still very weird. Slowking gets intelligence out of the deal. After all, that's because he gets his head bit. What? Oh. Okay, I was pretty confused about that egregious amount of damage right there, but it making critical hit definitely makes sense. Well, I'm perfectly willing to accept, Shellder getting some weird evolution off of biting Slowbro's tail. After all, it causes, Slowpoke to evolve. But then we have stuff like Voltorb and, heck, Trubbish. Voltorb, Trubbish, the, Vanillish line. What else do we have that looks like something not initially found in nature? Genesect and Porygon do not count because they are explicitly artificial. There's the idea, unconfirmed as it may be to your knowledge, that the poison actually reduces its intelligence enough for it to come into awareness of its surroundings, instead of, like, tripping out and seeing the entire universe. Ain't that a mood? Music cut out. Okay, just for the loading screen. No Latios. So now where are we looking? I have way too many tabs open. Oh, you need to follow them and try to intercept them. Intercept, huh? So I guess that means we go up to that elevated part at the end of the bridge up here. Right there, up top. Indeed. So it's probably at the end of the bridge over there, in case we get into an encounter immediately. We will save. New headcanon, Slowpoke are basically living on acid. And what an existence that would be. Hey, Sean, how you doing? Oh, never mind. If the shelter lets go, it seems Slowbro will turn back into a Slowpoke. Evolution's a little unprecedented. So, now where'd you fly off to? Now I imagine you're waiting where... what I believe Victini. I think Victini was there before. Oh, Sean? Where are you, Sean? Maybe a repel is in order. Although I think only Hydrotter is higher level than the surrounding Pokemon. So that leaves us with a very interesting situation. Well, excuse me, princess. I don't know how to do a CDI Link voice. Huh. Do we just go back up here now? There's a science experiment that involved a dolphin on psychedelics. Ah, right here at the tip. There it is. I wonder... well, no. A Dragon Claw's definitely going to KO right there off the bat. Or we'll just be slower and suffer KO. Let's try doing that again. Experiment got... oh. Not a surprise in Dolphin's case. Dolphins are notorious for having behavior compared to a teenage gamer. Please do not continue. Indeed, I know Aaron is not going to continue that, but that would be part of why he said that it's something we can look up rather than explicitly talking about it right here. So let's think about this. Yeah, Aaron's being nice to us. We will lead with Hydrotter. Whoa! Bobby? I immediately... darn it, I had a bit to follow that up with, but I immediately lost whatever trail I was on, hearing my own Hank Hill impression. Did you know there's a Hank Hill VTuber? I've never watched him and I don't know if he still streams. But he's perfectly in character. Bobby, you will stop watching those SeaWorld videos. That's horrible. Actually, no. Given that it's, something about horrific experiments done on animals and isn't, like, actually important to world events, it's probably something you'd find on the History Channel, since the History Channel is no longer about history. We will get you to low health. Another one ought to do it. Really? Heal Pulse. Interesting choice. Suppose that makes this fight a lot easier. I wonder if we could do another one. Please don't crit. There we go. We are not going to switch, just because we want it to, have a few extra turns in here. Actually, Latios and Latios have a very high capture rate, which is why, that's the end of that. A highly intelligent Pokemon. By folding its wings in flight, it can overtake jet planes. It's ya boy. Now, I have a question. Do we name him Sean? Or Sean? With an exclamation point. Highly intelligent. Uses Heal Pulse on enemy. For what we know about Latios and Latios, they're actually quite playful. Especially if, oh, what was it? Was it the Deoxys movie? You saw that there was a lot... Okay, you're explicitly saying Sean. Alright, Sean, welcome to the crew. Oh, and that's probably the, Soldew. Yep. Now, I don't plan on making any permanent competitive teams out of these. But I would like to see the natures we have on all of our Mons. And that is about the 3 hours. So, after a real quick check here, I think that will be it for our evening. Sassy. Thematically appropriate. Not bad. Bold. Horrible nature for Terrakion. Naive, which I think is not actually a bad idea. Yeah, that would actually be great if we wanted to turn you into a mixed attacker. Soldew was stupidly OP in the 3rd generation. I can't remember if they nerfed it in the future ones. Impish, which I think is actually not bad. Yeah, less special attack, more physical defense. So the only one that really had a bad result was Terrakion. But we're not doing any competitive battling anytime soon. The first Latios I caught in Ruby was actually a modest nature, which was pretty cool. Probably the 2nd best nature for it to have. Next time, we'll go on even more of a catching spree. But that will be saved for next time. And actually, I'll use this time to figure out exactly where we're going to go next time. Press X to Sean. Sean, the non-believer. Wow, isn't that a throwback? Did you know there's a Charlie the Unicorn movie? I'd expect you all to have watched it by now. It's definitely conclusive, and it puts the entire series into a different perspective. Regardless, for things that are completely irrelevant, let me actually see who else is streaming right now. And not do just another Street Fighter 6 stream. Ah, Disco Elysium. You know what? Just because I know that's another favorite, why don't we go say hi to Vodem again? I have a few friends that are wanting me to play Disco Elysium, so while I'm not going to be watching Vodem stream, get a feel for the game if you're willing to have some story spoilers. You would be streaming if your throat wasn't sore right now. Aw. Get yourself some rest, Sai. And yes, I would be happy to raid you in the future. Ooh, we are just over 3 hours now. I think that would be perfectly fine for us to end then. So, Disco Elysium is what Vodem is streaming over here. If you really, really, really want to stay out of the story spoilers, then feel free to drop out. But otherwise, go ahead and take a look at the game and see what to expect in the future, as Disco Elysium is another game I'm absolutely going to play. Let's see, did I ever get a response from a Leviathan? Good end, we got Sean. I'm very happy about it. Latios is another one of my absolute favorites. Let's see. No response from Leviathan yet, so no schedule immediately. But this week, you are guaranteed to see MechWarrior Online Hades. And I'd like to add on a new roguelike I've been playing sometime this week. Those would be scrambled for whatever 3 days in the middle of the week. The roguelike is a maybe. It depends on how tired I end up getting. Friday is guaranteed to be Guilty Gear Strive again, since I have gotten a bit more of a refresher on that game. And often I find myself getting better if I take a break away from it. I get to recollect a lot of my patience and purge some of my frustrations. And then game development on Saturday as usual. If I do a lot of streaming, I might not have enough time to get some advancements there, but we'll see how things turn out. But until tomorrow, hopefully, you've all been a wonderful audience. Thank you, everyone, for your attendance. Class is dismissed, and go give Votum a Sean raid. Optionally, you can also make it a Sean raid if you'd like. And I'll see you next time.